Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Sims 4 Ultimate Decades Challenge. We are still in the year of 1300, and in the last episode, our father actually passed away, Gen 0, Henry. We had to roll for him, and he died of hunger. So the family is all still currently mourning, and we did get a notification that he actually wanted to stay over for 4 days. So here he is, and my game did crash, so he's no longer staying over. So rather than him being a stayover guest, I just temporarily added him to the family for 4 days, and then when those 4 days are up, I will remove him from the family. Because everybody is really sad and mourning his loss, I just have them over here on our little playground trying to have fun so that they aren't so sad. So we have the youngest one getting pushed by her mother on the swings. We have the middle child just staring up at the clouds. And we have the youngest playing with a dollhouse while her father is talking to her. I did make some changes off camera that I just want to really briefly brush over. So you'll notice I don't have the sandbox anymore, and I replaced it with this dollhouse, which is literally just like a pile of dirt and rocks and sticks. And we don't have the monkey bars anymore, but we now have this tree that is a replacement for the monkey bars, because monkey bars and sandboxes didn't actually exist back then. Marbles and swings did. Maybe not swings this nice, but I'm doing the best I can. And I don't think picnic tables existed back then either. So I tried to delete everything to keep everything as accurate as possible. If you're noticing anything else I need to delete, let me know in the comments down below. And the only other change that I had to make was I originally wanted all of the sisters to be a year apart, and the teenage phase for this challenge starts at 13. So I had their ages as 13, 12, and 11. But then I realized that any age below 13 would be considered a child and not a teen for this challenge. So I had to re-age everybody. So that would actually put the youngest at 13, the middle at 14, and the eldest, Eva, at 15. Now this does change a lot, because in this challenge we have to get married at 16. So next year we will actually be getting Eva married, and then every year following that, one of our sisters will get married. So really all it did was speed things along, which I think will be better. And then this doesn't really matter, but I wanted the parents to be a few years apart. So Henry would have gotten married and had his first daughter at age 16, and I wanted the mom to be a little bit younger, so I aged her 3 years younger than Henry. So she actually would have gotten married and had her first child at 13. And I know that sounds kind of icky, but in medieval times, especially in the 13th century, girls got married and had children, I believe, as early as 12. They kind of just considered puberty the passing of age, and I guess the age of consent. So yeah, kind of icky. I'm gonna try to avoid having more mothers or brides that young and stick to the challenge rules of them being 16. But yeah, that's just kind of the way it worked out, and you'll see that on my spreadsheet. But yeah, I'm really excited. We still have to play through 3 more days to finish out the year of 1300, and then in the year of 1301, Henry will leave. He will no longer be our quote-unquote stayover guest. Eva will be getting married, and we're actually going to have to roll again for our mom to see if she survives. She will be aging up from age 29 to 30, so she will be becoming an adult. So yeah, I apologize for all the rambling at the start of this episode. Let's go ahead and get back into the gameplay. But we currently have 0 simoleons, and we need to start earning money because I only gave us literally the bare bone basics. Like, we have stuff to be able to sleep, we have stuff to be able to cook and to clean ourselves. And we have like the stuff to eventually have chickens and a cow and crops. But at the moment we have nothing. We don't even have like a workbench table, a candle making table. We have literally nothing except if you count the little knitting baskets I put in their inventories. So in order to start earning money, I was thinking maybe we could have them fish. Rose is actually my adventurous sim, so I feel like she would be the one to maybe want to come do this. So I'm going to have her come over here and go fishing. And then hopefully everybody's fun is up. She's still super sad. I can't say she's having any fun, but hopefully her daughter is. And yep, it looks like her daughter is. So at least she's giving her daughter a better time. You know, honestly, we need the money so bad. I think everybody's going to have to start getting to work. Eva, can you knit some clothing? Why don't... See, we can't even knit because we don't have money to knit. So I think I might just have them all come down here and start fishing, honestly, because we got some work to do. All right, this is the start of the grind for money. We got all hands on deck fishing. I would have Henry come help with the fishing, but I've decided I'm just going to kind of treat him as a stayover guest and not actually control him. So he can do whatever he wants. Unfortunately, I can't make him fish for us, even though I would like to. Oh, it looks like we already are starting to find some stuff. What'd you catch? A future cube. Ooh, that's a lot of money there. Some good luck. I question if we should sell the fish or keep it because we might be able to cook with them. We also have a tulip, and I'm not sure if I should sell this or keep it to plant in the future. Okay, so this is not with the medieval cookbook, but fish on a stick, I feel like that's something they could have ate in medieval times. So yeah, we're going to be keeping these fish to cook with. I'm going to put them in our refrigerator that I haven't used yet. Okay. Very interesting. And then, can the tulip go in the fridge? No, it can't. Well, we can't plant the tulip until spring. Can I get us like a chest? Maybe? Some sort of storage. Alright, I got us this little chest to keep things in. And I'm going to put the tulip in there. So when spring comes around, we can actually go ahead and plant that. Oh my gosh, do you guys see that? What the heck? Oh, he's possessing the fire, but he's doing some creepy possession stuff to make the fire look like a skull. I have never seen that before. That must have been one of the new features the ghost can do with life and death. Oh, that is creepy. I thought you wanted to stay with your daughters to console them, not to scare the living. Oh my goodness. Henry, I wish I want him to stop, but I told myself I wasn't going to control him. I can't believe he's doing this. I have the mom making some fish on a stick with the fish we just caught. Unfortunately, we were only able to make 2 dishes of the fish on a stick. So Ghostly Henry doesn't get any, Mom doesn't get any, and the youngest sister doesn't get any. But everybody is off to bed for the night. And we're basically just taking care of their needs. I was worried they were going to go hungry, so I did have them eat some gruel, and everybody's just been kind of taking turns with using the bucket to go to the bathroom and taking baths. Unfortunately, they do request privacy for the bucket, so they do like pretty much shoo everybody out of the room, so it's a little difficult, but not impossible. It is now Monday morning. We are on the 2nd day of gameplay, but this would translate into about 3 months into 1300 because each day is about 3 months. And you know, the girls are just waking up and having breakfast. Everyone's super sad. And I told them they can go cry it out in their beds when they're done eating, which I think is what Eva is about to do. It is a really dreary day, and I think it might be like this all day. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't want money. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like this all day, but I was hoping to do some gardening today. I really don't know what they would do on a day like today other than maybe cry in their beds all day and stay indoors. But my plan for today was hopefully to start doing some gardening. And I don't know, maybe they would go out in the rain and garden. Currently everybody's crying, and Henry's ghost, Aunt Emma, is currently asleep. Okay, perfect. It looks like the rain stopped, so we can actually do my plan. I was watching Morbid Gamer's playthrough, and she said that she just uses the debug menu to buy the fruits and vegetables she needs straight out of the catalog. So I was thinking we might do that, or we could just go straight to possibly using the mod to forage and then plant what we find. We do have 595 simoleons just from fishing and selling what we caught, so I do think I kind of want to just go the easy route of buying things off the catalog. Okay, so if I pull up the rules here, I'm a little confused because this is the actual 1300s middle age rules, and it says in the summer you can plant blueberry and blackberry. But then if we go to our spreadsheet that she gave us and we go to the farming key, we now have like a whole bunch more things that we can plant in the summer. So we have the pinks being flowers, the yellow being things you don't need, and the purple being things you need for the Ye Old Cookbook in order to make recipes. So the purple should be what we focus on. However, it's completely different to what she has over here. So I'm just going to assume the spreadsheet is the updated version, and this is not updated. So that's what I'm going to do. And let's start seeing if we can find some of these things in the debug menu. So things we need for the Ye Old Cookbook would be, let's do a bunch of tomatoes. I guess we'll do a whole row, and it is costing us a pretty penny. All right, and just like that, we pretty much ate up all of our money. Let's get all hands on deck out here to start helping plant. So Emma is gonna come plants. Rose is gonna come plants. Eva is gonna come plants. And Margaret is going to come plants. We really got to get on making money. So I realized I put myself in a precarious situation because I really wanted girls. I don't like playing with boy Sims. Hence me making 3 daughters, but I really didn't plan on the father dying. I guess if anything, I thought maybe the mother would die because that's what happened in Morbid's playthrough. Why are you complaining about school? You're not even in school. Anyways, in this time period, if your husband died and you didn't have any sons to take over, pretty much the land would go to like a brother, uncle, male cousin. It would always have to go to a guy. And the fact that they really have like no grandsons, no men in the family at all, because we're just starting out, is really kind of unheard of in this time. So yeah, I just feel like we got to get everybody married, and otherwise the land is going to be sold, and I don't know, they might be outcasted because it's just not normal for women to be without men in this time period and on their own. But we also need money to possibly pay dowries to get married and all of this stuff, so it's a little bit of a struggle. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been caving in and downloading a bunch of mods, which, by the way, I just remembered we have to roll. So again, per the challenge rules, you have to roll for a season for 1, 2, 3, or 4 for poor soil, great soil, crops blight, or bug zone, which is actually a mod, which if you don't know, on my spreadsheet, I do have a link down here that you just click, and I will have all of the mods that I am currently using on here with links. You just click on the link. And as I add more, I will add them to this list. But anyways, the mod I'm using is right here if you want to get it. But without further ado, let me pull up a D4 dice. All right, and we just rolled a 4. So that means that we, per the rules, got bug zone. So unfortunately, I have to set that as a lot trait. And it says, bugs love this place and feasting on the crops planted here, which is horrible. So we're probably going to get like a bunch of wormholes and ladybugs and all this stuff eating through our tomatoes, which is not great luck. Also, because of the challenge rules, you can only harvest once per season, and because I am playing on a 28-day cycle, we won't be able to harvest until this day. So I'm actually going to set this as a holiday. I'm going to put the traditions that we do on harvest day as gardening, because we're going to be harvesting everything. And I think I'm going to set a tradition to possibly have a grand meal. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to do it, but we can try, seeing as we just harvested all of this food. I think that would be nice. And then while I'm in the calendar here, I do actually have to add our holidays. So the only season that really makes sense for summer, which is the season we're starting out in, is May Day, because that would have obviously occurred in May, I'm assuming. So I think I'm gonna put it halfway through the month. So we'll set this day as May Day. And art and music spirit, because on May Day they would dance around the maypole and usually make flower crowns and stuff like that. And let's see if we can maybe find an image that has flowers in it. Alright, I guess we'll do the one of them dancing, since they would dance around the maypole. And I don't know if it's a good idea to sink all of our money into the garden that we won't even be able to harvest for like several more days. But I kind of want to. Okay, another plant we could plant in the summer was blueberry. So I'm gonna buy us some blueberries to start planting next to our tomatoes. And just like that, we are broke again. All right, girls, let's get back to planting, please. They're growing already? All right, all the plants are finally watered. It only took forever. Well, we have some dirty dishes to clean up. And I guess Mom is gonna have to once again come make gruel, because I don't think we can afford anything else. I have mixed feelings about this fridge, because I do like how it shelves, but it still functions as a fridge. And I thought when we put things in it, it would make it look like food was filling up the shelves, but it doesn't. Okay, so it does have slots. So I think if I put the stuff manually on the slots like this, then they're not refrigerated. Then they're literally just on the shelf. So we might have to remember to do that, so that we're not actually using the refrigeration benefits. I'm not sure. But you don't even need to be making gruel. We have gruel that's about to go bad. So you can actually stop. It's not like we're wasting money. I don't think, because the gruel is 0 simoleons. Alright, I'm just gonna put this on our fridge too, I guess. And I don't think this is refrigerating it when we do it this way. Also, whoever made this, kudos. Look how many slots are on this thing. That is amazing. Good on you. Thank you. Oh, tomatoes are growing. Look how cute. Okay, what are the girls doing? Oh, back at the park. I mean, they're still so young. It makes sense. I really can't wait until 2 things. First of all, I already have some plans. I want to save up to get an outhouse, because them constantly shooing each other out of the house to use the bucket is getting old. So we're gonna save up to get an outhouse. That's the first upgrade I want to make. And then the second upgrade I would like to make is, I don't like this. I think it's horrible how it's literally just a rabbit hole. So I think we're gonna size this down and kind of hide it, kind of like we did with the toilet, because we could get a free range mod, but I think it's just easier to size it down. And I think we're gonna make a covering that kind of like extends from our house for the cow. I think it's gonna look a lot nicer, because then the cow won't disappear into a black hole. We'll actually get to see where the cow is, and you know, maybe we could put the workbench and stuff in there. I love this so much, because she's playing with dolls right now, but it looks like she's just playing with sticks. And I feel like this is realistic that you would be making mud pies and stuff like that. I also did get the phone override, you guys. I hope you're proud of me. So now it looks like they're just looking at a book. Again, I have all of this stuff linked in my spreadsheet if you want it. Alright guys, it is Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and pretty much everyone's asleep. They were crying in their beds and now they're sleeping. Henry was asleep too. I guess now he's just wallowing in self-pity. I'm not sure. But Margaret and Eva were awake and super sad. Luckily, the morning is about to wear off in about an hour, but to try to get their fun up and have them bond a little bit, they're currently over here building sandcastles. Ignore the modern day buckets and shovels, but I figured since sandboxes didn't exist, I'm sure they could still come down to the beach and play in the sand. So yeah. And then when they're done, I'm probably going to have them go back to fishing because we need money. Also, Margaret has developed a midlife crisis. I think because she realizes she has to get her daughters married and they're all going to probably move away. And she's probably stressed about what to do with the land and everything now that she's been widowed in this time and age. Oh, it's a cow plant. That's cute. Okay. All right. Why don't you fish together with Eva? I really don't have my Sims on a sleep schedule, hence why they're sleeping in the morning and not up, but I guess it's not so bad if they sleep in a little bit. Oh my goodness, look at the toilet. I mean bucket. I think it looks like that because Henry expelled ghostly goo, but it could just be dirty. I'm not sure. Whether it be divorce, loss of a job, or losing a loved one, grief is a normal, albeit tough part of life that every sim has to navigate. Okay, what did Rose get? Rose got anger grief. You know, that makes sense. She's hot-headed. What did Eva? She got nothing. And Emma got nothing. Did the wife get anything? She got denial grief. Sims with this grief type gain bored and fine moods as they turn away from processing their emotions while grieving. Sims can cope positively by attending grief counseling, gardening, painting, writing, cooking, or playing instruments. If the Sim stays in denial, their grief can evolve into anger or blues grief type, prolonging their grief. You know, that kind of makes sense that she's in denial, like she hasn't quite accepted it yet. Especially because it doesn't probably feel like he's really gone yet because he's still haunting them. They couldn't catch anything. Okay, you know what? That's fine. You know what I'm realizing? The gruel really does not fill them up. They're constantly eating it. But honestly, I guess that makes sense because it's literally 0 simoleons, so I don't imagine it to be very filling. But that's something to keep in mind in the future when we can only eat 1 meal a day. We really don't want that 1 meal to be gruel because it really probably won't help much. We caught a fish. Oh, that's right. I have to put it on the other way, which is just stupid. I'll leave it on the floor for now, I suppose. All right. I'm going to have Emma wake up and grab some gruel. And Rose, why don't you wake up and clean the bucket, please? At least Henry's doing the dishes. Oh my god, she's enraged. I'm pretty sure you can die when you're enraged from a cardiac explosion. Okay, so Margaret, we already covered, has denial. And we already covered Rose has anger. But Eva is taking after her mother, and she's also in denial. But Emma still hasn't gotten a grief type, and I don't think she's going to because they're no longer mourning. So maybe as the youngest, she just wasn't very close with her father or didn't really know him very well. I don't know. But what I find very funny is because she's an animal enthusiast and we don't currently have any money, she is sad, but not about her father. She's sad that they're missing furry friends. So we definitely got to get on buying a cow and buying chickens eventually, especially because we'll be able to milk the cow to get money and sell the eggs and stuff, and it will also help with recipes, I believe. But yeah, we also desperately need money because in 1301 we need to start marrying our daughters off, and to marry poor it costs, I believe, a minimum of 500 simoleons. So we got to get working on that. All right, it is finally the last day of 1300, and I had them out here fishing because, like I said, in order to get married for the cheapest dowry is 500 simoleons. So I was hoping we would find something to be able to sell to earn money, and we did. Margaret actually fished up a voodoo doll, which we're gonna sell. And there we go. We have our 500 simoleons to be able to get married. However, the house is currently in disarray, as you can see. We have, you can't tell because she's in it, but the tub is dirty right now. We have laundry everywhere because our 2 hampers have filled up. We have dirty dishes. We have, well, we had dust bunnies, but I guess somebody must have swept when I wasn't paying attention. And our tomatoes and blueberries have grown, but we can't harvest them until the end of the season. But that's exciting. I think today, now that we know we have enough money to get at least one of our daughters married in the next year, we're mostly just going to focus on chores. So is Eva's meat needs okay? She needs to use the bathroom. And then when she's done, I think I'm going to have her start doing laundry in the wash tub. And then Rose, you know what? You don't have to fish anymore, but I do need you to come help with the chores. Why don't you clean the dishes? Emma is currently bathing still, and then Margaret, you do not need water. Is there any other chores we need to do? I would have you sweep the dust, but I guess it despawned, weirdly enough. Aw, it looks like she's starting to get some acne. I know they all have dirt on their faces, but I don't think the other 2 sisters have acne. Oh, maybe she does, but Emma doesn't. Okay. You know what? The dust somehow despawned and I have no idea why, but I still want everybody to do chores. So I'm going to have her go sweep anyway because I have no idea why it despawned. I did move the fire that I had over here to over here, which is where it was originally on the lot, because I figured we really didn't need it since we have this fire. And that's it. I think we're just finishing out the day doing chores. I know there is a mod to have like historical clothing colors rather than the rainbow clothes, which I think I might get. Did she empty the hampers? She did not. She only emptied one. Well, that's not so bad because we have a second clothesline. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get that mod because I don't know that I want to have historical clothes in my other playthroughs. It's bad enough I'm already having my Sims use the books instead of phones in my other playthroughs, so that's something to keep in mind. Is she sweeping? Sweep, please. And then Rose, you are not supposed to be playing in the water. That's going to drive me crazy. They go to play in the pond all the time, but I suppose it's a good thing because there's not a whole lot to do for fun in this age. Go ahead and clean the dishes. Emma, why don't you clean the bathtub? Use elbow grease. And then, Margaret, I know the floor is clean, but please, I really want to watch you sweep anyway. I don't know what happened to my dust and my dust bunnies. Okay, well, she's gonna refuse to sweep apparently because the floor is apparently clean. And that kind of bugs me because I really was looking forward to each of the family members doing their respective chores, but I guess it glitched out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here, you guys. It is currently Wednesday, and we have made it through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is a full year. In the next part, let me pull up the spreadsheets. In the next part, Eva gets married. Henry's ghost will no longer be with us because he was really only supposed to be a stayover guest for 4 days. And it's going to be Margaret's birthday, so we're going to have to do a death roll to see if Mom dies. This is my spreadsheet, by the way. I did make some updates. So I decided since these 3 girls are going to be the ones starting everything, I thought it would be fitting to give them the primary colors. So Eva's blue, Rose is red, and Emma is yellow. And here I'm going to be keeping track of when we try for babies. So obviously we're not trying for babies yet, so that's why they're red X's. But every time we go to their respective households and we try for a baby, I figured I would put their color. So when Eva tries, she'll get a blue heart. When Rose tries, she'll get a red heart. And when Emma tries, she'll get a yellow heart. And then I know some people like Morbid highlights the days when they are finished playing with them. I prefer to use the little check marks, so I'm just gonna put check marks on the days that I have played through. But yeah, that is my 1300s video, and I will hopefully see you in the next video where we will do 1301. Bye everyone.